Everyone got fixated on the Tesla Semi's 500-mile range, but that's not actually what's ending diesel's grip on trucking. Two much less flashy numbers are doing the real damage: 15 cents per mile in energy cost and a 30-minute charge that hands back roughly 300 miles of range while the driver is out for a coffee break they're legally required to take anyway. That's not a compromise. It's dead time turned into free range, and it's exactly why the math against diesel keeps getting harder to defend the longer the Semi stays on the road generating real operating data instead of spec sheet promises. Start with short-haul trucking, the segment converting first. Diesel in California now runs past $7 a gallon, and a Class 8 truck averaging around 6 miles per gallon burns through more than $1 of fuel per mile. The Tesla Semi runs on roughly 15 cents a mile, about 85% cheaper, which on a truck covering 100,000 miles a year works out to tens of thousands of dollars saved annually and millions across a 100-truck fleet. Short-haul routes actually favor the Semi structurally, too. Diesel engines keep burning fuel while idling at docks or sitting in traffic, while an electric powertrain draws almost nothing at a standstill, and regenerative braking pulls energy back into the battery every time the truck slows down. The stop-and-go driving that's always been diesel's weak spot is the Semi's strongest environment. Maintenance closes the rest of the gap. Diesel trucks need oil changes, filter swaps, transmission service, DEF refills, DPF cleaning, turbocharger repairs, and EGR maintenance. A long list of recurring costs and unplanned downtime that the Semi mostly eliminates outright, with regenerative braking further cutting wear on mechanical brake components, especially on stop-heavy urban delivery roads. Combine the fuel and maintenance savings, and Tesla is citing roughly 50% lower operating cost per mile in California, and close to 20% lower total cost of ownership nationwide. Those aren't projections anymore either. Tesla now has more than 13.5 million real-world fleet miles behind them, including one truck past 440,000 miles while still running on its original battery system, with 95% fleet uptime and 75 to 80% of service issues resolved within 24 hours, nearly half in under an hour. That uptime number matters more than almost anything else on a spec sheet, because a truck only earns money while it's on the road, not sitting in a shop. And it's a big part of why PepsiCo, Walmart, DHL, and Costco are already running Semis on regional freight, not for environmental optics, but because the numbers work on a straightforward profit and loss statement. Tesla is also building toward Europe. The company has hired a dedicated business development manager to lead the Semi launch in France, following a similar hire in Germany earlier this year. Early groundwork pointing toward a 2027 commercial push, by which point Tesla expects to pair the Semi's 500-mile loaded range with supervised autonomous driving. Manufacturing is scaling to support it. The dedicated Semi factory near Gigafactory, Nevada, is moving toward an annual capacity of 50,000 trucks, well beyond a pilot program scale. Long haul is the harder question, and the usual objection is charging time. A diesel truck refuels in minutes and gets back on the highway, while an EV has to stop and wait, which on the surface looks like an overwhelming advantage for diesel on cross-country freight. That framing skips over how trucking already operates, though. Federal hours of service rules require a 30-minute break after 8 hours of driving and roughly 10 consecutive hours off duty before another shift starts. Drivers can't legally stay behind the wheel indefinitely no matter what they're driving. Tesla built the Semi around that regulation rather than treating it as a limitation to work against. Its 1.2 megawatt Megacharger can restore 60 to 70% of range in about 30 minutes, right around the length of a break drivers already have to take. So charging slots into the schedule instead of adding to it. Tesla is backing that up with real infrastructure investment, 64 Megacharger stations planned across the U.S., with a partnership with Pilot, North America's largest truck stop operator, putting stations along freight corridors like Interstate 5 and Interstate 10, and roughly 46 sites expected operational by early 2027. The strategy is deliberately narrow rather than trying to cover everything at once. Build where freight actually moves first, then expand. Battery swapping is the wild card some in the industry are watching. Instead of waiting on a charge, a depleted pack gets pulled and replaced with a full one. Several Chinese manufacturers have already demonstrated heavy-duty swap systems finishing in around 5 minutes, potentially faster than a diesel stop, once parking and payment are factored in. Tesla hasn't announced anything like this for the Semi, but the pace of development elsewhere shows the industry isn't betting everything on fast charging alone. None of this benefits everyone equally, though. Large fleets like PepsiCo, Walmart, DHL, and Costco have the capital to absorb a higher upfront vehicle cost and build out depot charging infrastructure because they operate enough trucks for the operating savings to compound quickly across a big fleet and enough purchasing power to negotiate favorable terms. Independent owner-operators and small regional carriers running just a handful of trucks face the opposite problem. The long-run economics may be just as favorable on paper, but the upfront capital, financing access, and ability to spread infrastructure costs across many vehicles simply aren't there in the same way. Left unaddressed, that gap risks concentrating the benefits of electrification, lower fuel costs, less downtime, cleaner operations, higher productivity, almost entirely among the biggest logistics players rather than the industry as a whole, which is exactly where leasing programs, financing, innovation, government incentives, and expanded commercial lending aimed at smaller carriers become genuinely important rather than a nice-to-have. Competitors are moving too. Volvo has already delivered more than 5,000 electric heavy-duty trucks worldwide. A sign this shift is now an industry-wide transition rather than a Tesla-only experiment. Performance concerns have mostly faded too. Skeptics questioned whether a battery electric truck could handle steep mountain grades or hold highway speed under load. But Tesla has shown the semi-climbing demanding California grades with substantial payloads. And unlike a diesel engine that has to shift through gears to build torque, an electric motor delivers full torque instantly, which actually helps on inclines rather than hurting. Put the performance data next to 13.5 million commercial miles and 95% uptime, and the debate has clearly moved past can an electric semi work toward how fast can charging infrastructure, production capacity, and access for smaller carriers catch up. Short haul is winning first because the economics are strongest there today, but it looks increasingly like the opening chapter, not the whole story. We'll keep tracking the ramp here. Subscribe to the Tesla Breakdown if you want the next update first.